Welcome back to Market Pros, and here we have Bitcoin on the daily. Alright, so basically that meeting yesterday caused some volatility. Came up to almost 29K, came down to 26,600. Alright, so right now your RSI is pointing to the upside in the bullish control zone. Looks like we're bouncing off that bullish control zone. Now if we lose the bullish control zone and cross this signal line to the downside, I would expect another pullback. Also, your MACD looks like it's losing its upside curvature, so also your positive momentum is decreasing on the histogram, but the BBWP is coming down. Alright, your BBWP is coming down as the price action is moving down, which could mean this is a corrective move. Alright, but this is on the daily. We're going to go down to the shorter term. Let's go to the 8-hour. Alright, so right now your 8-hour, all your moving averages do have positive slopes. You did have your multi-crossover right here, which lets you know to go long. You have exited the bullish control zone though. Had some drives of bearish divergence like we were talking about in the last video. MACD has a strong downside curvature crossing that signal line. Negative momentum is picking up. We need to get back below this low in order to remain bearish on the 8-hour. If that happens, I would expect a break of the 21, or at least a retest of it. At least a retest. BBWP is trending to the downside, so we could have some sideways consolidation here being held up by the 21, but we'll find out. Let's go to the 4-hour. Here on the 4-hour, your 21 is getting that negative slope. You are being held down by it. Alright, you did bounce off that bearish control zone, but usually it is support. Alright, so if you do cross that neutral median line and come back down to that bearish control zone, I would expect you to enter it. Now, if you cross this low on the RSI, I would expect more of a pullback, possibly back down to this region. Like I said, we could have some consolidation here in between the 21 and the 50. BBWP has raised to the upside. Moving average does have a positive slope. So, saying that, looks like we could have a little bit more volatility here in store, unless this thing curls over. If this thing curls over, I would expect that sideways consolidation we just talked about. Now here on your 1-hour, moving average did have a negative slope, but they're just going sideways right now, and you are moving sideways, so I wouldn't trust these moving averages right here. Alright, your RSI getting out of that bearish control zone. Either we're going to find support here and get back above this neutral median line, which does act as resistance, but we already got rejected from that. But if we close in the bearish control zone, I would expect that pullback down to 26,850. In between there and 26,620, somewhere in that area. Alright, so now let's go over the order blocks, and then we're going to go to the bearish and bullish scenario. So here on your order blocks, looking like you ran a little short of that order block that we were talking about at about 29,500 to 30K. Stochastic is still pointing to the upside though, so if we can cross that signal line to the upside, I would expect us to get up to that 30K mark. Alright, now if it curls over and leaves that overbought zone, I would expect this pullback to continue. Alright, now, and also, I made a little Wyckoff schematic. So if this is reaccumulation, this is what it would be. This would be your preliminary support, preliminary support. Then you would have, no, this is preliminary supply. So then you'll have your buying climax, automatic reaction, 2 secondary tests, and your sign of strength. Alright, now is this the spring? That's what we're wondering right now. Is this the spring, and are we going to come down for a retest at about 27,100 to 26,950? You know, do we get the retest, or do we come back down, you know, and hit that low again of the range? So let's go over the bullish and bearish case of Bitcoin. Bullish case is obviously break this last high, and I would like to see 28,700 broken. If that happens, I would expect us to go all the way up to 32, possibly even 34. All right. Now the bearish case. Now this is the zone that we need to hold above, between 26,620 and 26K. All right. If we break 26K, I would expect us to come all the way back down to 20K. All right. So we're either going to 34 or 20K. All right. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it for Bitcoin. Pretty short update today. We didn't make a video yesterday because not much changed besides for that meeting going on. But, you know, I figured we'd wait till today, wait for the dust to settle, and then come back to it. All right, so let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum looking a little weaker here, lower highs, lower lows. We are trying to get out of that bearish control zone. Are we going to get support on that signal line and the top of the bearish control zone, or are we going to fall below the signal line and go back into the bearish control zone? If we do, here on the 1 hour, I would expect us to retest this lows, possibly get a double bottom, depending on what Bitcoin does. MACD, pretty fresh upside curvature, but positive momentum really isn't anything to speak of. So is this just a bounce? BBWP is trending down as the price action's moving up. This thing could have a little bit more of a pullback to it. All right. Bullish case for Ethereum is that you get back above 1825, break the top of this range. If that happens, I would expect 2K to happen pretty quickly. All right. Now, if you break 1720, I would expect you to come down to 1685. If you break 1685, a bounce at 1660. But ultimately, I think we would come back down and test these lows at about 1615. All right, let's move on to Solana. Solana, once again, looking a little weak right now. Lower highs, lower lows. Also trying to get out of that bearish control zone, coming back down to it. BBWP is trending up as the price action, well, actually, as the price action went sideways and a little bit up, it BBWP trended down, so your volatility contracted. All right, now as the price action looks like it's trying to roll over, BBWP looks like it's trying to get out of the 15-16 percentile zone. All right, so we'll find out. If it breaks that, we're probably going to get some consolidation, possibly a little bit more of a pullback. Bullish case, you got to get all the way up here. 23.85. 23.85 breaks, $25 is coming quick. Bearish case, you break 21.15, I would expect you to come all the way back down to these lows at 18.80. So quite the move. Let's see what that would be. That would be quite the move. All right, so we'll go 21.15. Yeah, I mean, that's an 11% move, and that would mean that Bitcoin's probably breaking down. All right, so that's about all I got for today. I wish everyone well, and I will see. Oh, by the way, turn on those damn bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. When I make these videos, sometimes these moves happen right after. Definitely turn on those bell notifications. Definitely stay tuned for these videos. We're going to try to get them out every single day. I wish everyone well, and I will see you tomorrow.